till today, I think our milk, fresh milk self-sufficiency is barely even 5%, you know. So I think what is very encouraged is that I think probably our timing was also quite right when we got into this business, whereby under the ETP program, the government comes out with the NKEA projects whereby actually identify certain sectors that is strategic to the nation as well as important. In our case is that we were actually appointed by getting 35 farmers into our umbrella, so to speak. And there, actually, the government's not only given them the cows, for example. Besides improving the quantity of the milk, you also want to improve the quality, because all the processing plant paying the milk based on the quality that they receive. So to that, we not only give them, say, for example, they give you extra 5 cows or 10 cows and things like that. We also give you a milking facilities instead of using hand. And then to preserve the milk is very, very important, because milk it's spoiled within half a day or so if you don't chill it down. So we actually give them chiller tank, for example, you know, so quickly chill down the milk, and then you preserve the quality of the milk as a return. In return, when processing plant like us, when we receive the milk, we will pay them a grade A milk. So we are working towards achieving most of our contract farmers a high quality milk. There's no intermediary in between, right? So we actually ended up able to pay them, let's say historically, they used to get about 150, 160 a liter. Today we are paying them almost close to 250. There's $1 more, you know. We are able to come up with a kind of pricings that whereby the consumers are able to accept that pricing for the fresh milk that they pay. When we are able to pay them fairly, so you have to make sure that there's something left on the table for the farmers that becomes sustainable. If they can't make money, nobody want to go in, you know, at some point of time. So as I said, you can go on for another 2 decades, and we are going nowhere because there's no money in dairy industry, for example.
When we talk about to achieve progressive nation, high income nation by 2020, then we have to rethink our strategy. That's why NKEA comes in. You know? Through NKEA, we enhance existing players. We bring up to another stage so that they can be, if not a global player, they can be a player in the nation. Because before, we give subsidy, membaik pulih kolam terbiar, you know, kolam ikan. So it's not private sector driven. So under NKEA, it's very good because we want the private sector to drive. We just facilitate. At the moment, we have 100 over anchor companies, to say, in all sectors, agriculture, horticulture, aquaculture, all these companies, since they are investing, even though we give, say, maximum of 30% in terms of grants, but they are investing their own money. So when they put 70% of their own money into the project, I'm sure they will make sure that by hook or by crook, the project will be successful, because government invests only 30% of it. And what we do also, we do the reimbursable basis. You pay first. What you call it? You walk the talk or whatever. You pay first with your own money, and then after that, after paying, after you finish construction or whatever, we reimburse you. Not only that, we retain some of the money also when they achieve their KPIs. That means when they produce, then only we give 30% of what we owe them. That means not only they finish construction or whatever they are supposed to do, but they have to produce outcome of what they are supposed to produce.